click here. So it's imi.homeaffairs.gov.au, and this is the website. Let me send this to you by text here. So you can use this to calculate. So if the client's on the phone, they say, this is my how many experience that I have, what age band, you know, they are, then you'll be able to calculate straight away. But overall, for us to determine what kind of clients, sometimes you don't even think what kind of clients will be able to meet this 65 points. It's this area, 25 to 32 and 33 to 39. So if the clients, it's age 25 to 39, they are your clients. Okay, so for skill migration, if they're over 40, you don't even consider. If they are not rich, just they are not able to beat it, right? So 25 to 39 will be your clients. 25 to 32 years, they will be award for 30 points. So for 30 points, and 33 to 39 will be awarded for 25 points. You can see why I'm saying we just need to target clients. We're not going to answer all the inquiries, they are not eligible. So if the clients arrange around this range, I think we have some background.
Sorry, I think that's me.
Okay, so 25 to 39 for English skills. So the requirement for EOI, submitting EOI, it's they have to have IELTS equivalent 6 on each band. 6 on each band. It's minimum requirement. They must sit for exam. It can be PTE, it can be TOEFL, it can be IELTS. So IELTS, it's most popular here in Australia, and the PTE, it's a lot easier than IELTS according to the client experience. But they have to have 6 in order to be awarded for the points. Let me give you a short one so you can have a look. So age, we are looking at these two gaps, 25 to 32, they'll be awarded 30 points. 33 to 39, they'll be awarded for 25 points. So computer English, which is IELTS 6, no points. All right, but they must have the IELTS. So some clients may ask you, oh, I have an experience. You have to have them to sit for IELTS first. Otherwise, if they don't have IELTS 6, there is no point to talk about. Now, experience. If the client who you can have a good guess, if they have over 8 years experience, right, which they'll be awarded for 15 points. And that time, if the clients have at least 8 years experience, they might fall in this age range, isn't it? So therefore, we can quickly determine whether the client is eligible by doing this. If the client it's over 33, they must have at least 8 years experience. Otherwise, you're not able to meet. So well, whoever they're going to tell you 33, 34, 35, then they have to have 8 years experience. So older, they have a longer experience. If they are younger, it's okay. They can be 5 to 8 years, because by calculation, they calculate the same. They will be awarded for 40 points at this stage with a 40 points in mind. Now for qualifications, this is in Australia qualification. So for qualification, they need to have a bachelor degree. If they have only trade qualification, you have to be aware. If they don't have a trade qualification, that will be difficult. So at this stage, we have 55 points. Yes, 55. Yes, that's right. So then we seek to see whether this occupation is on the state nomination list. So then they will be awarded for 10 points. Now, by basic calculation, we can see if the client on the range of between 35 to 39, and their experience it's over 8 years, and they have a bachelor degree. That's your clients. They'll be eligible for 65 points, which means you can charge them now to do a skill select EOI. Now let me go through quickly, say what, just to clarify what we're talking about. Not this one, sorry, I have a PowerPoint, I think. Course. I opened everything before we started, but now it's gone. So the second one I just introduced about point system. So for everything, for all skill migration, it doesn't matter what type of subclass, 189, 190, 489, they all require 65 points. The same point, the points requirement for business type visa, they all require 65 points, but the point system is different. Just sorry, this is wrong. So some concept I want to review with you. It's first one, it's EOI, and second one is skill select and state government and the invitation round. So EOI, it's expression of interest for all skill migrations. This is the first step. We're gonna do it for clients. You can do a quick calculation, say, oh, you're eligible. Then we can do the EOI for them, and then EOI can be lodged, and then we can send them the breakdown of the points plus the EOI application form. So you can in Australia charge up to 2,000 for the EOI only. EOI you can lodge as much as to 4 EOIs at the same time, and then it can be amended anytime before the invitation is sent. So we don't care really at this stage, say, are you going to be granted a visa? Because this is hope, right? Client has hope to the government to see they might pick it up by the government. And we have hope as well. So we are doing a hope application for them. If they are eligible for 65 points, and the EOI is a system where the government will pick the highest points each round, which 3 months, each quarter, they will pick and send this invitation. You're getting there to get visa approved. Invitation sent out, it's really hard at this stage because some people can, I don't know how, they can score really high points, 80, 85 points. Then the state will give them invitation at this stage. After that invitation, we then lodge the visa application. So even at the final stage, it doesn't say visa approval. It doesn't guarantee anything. But if the client is being invited, then it's a chance the visa will be approved. So this part of work, we should very familiar with the point system. And we don't read too much about other information that's not necessary, important to the clients. Because if you can say the client it's about 24 to 39 and they have a bachelor degree, they have 5 years experience, you have a sense this client it's likely to to have a EOI lodgement. So it's really easy for us to do the work. And I think, yeah, I just introduced this EOI. It's a point system. Then we do this invitation. Once invited, we do the nomination to the state government, and we lodge the visa. Okay. So in between, if the visa is approved, it's good outcome for clients. If it's refused, can they appeal? The only visa application can appeal, in theory, it's 189 independent one. 190 because the state government is the sponsor, but which means state government has the appeal right. But since history, not even one state government exercise this right. They never exercise. So if the client is on 190 state government occupation list, the visa is refused, then no appeal right. So it has to be really careful for the final stage. So for the whole processing, you can charge them up to 5,500, including everything, EOI, invitation, nomination, and visa. Now, before we do, we say, oh, you have 65 points. What we're gonna do for these clients? Let me show you about this. Okay, what we're gonna do for these clients, we need to find out whether the client has a legit background. So we need to do skill assessment. Skill assessment, it's really important and part of work as well as our works. So we determine the client to see, right, whether the client can meet 65 points. Now this point will be sent to you after I finish this recording. As I just mentioned, this is the key area you're looking, 25 to 39. English, they must have completed English, which means IELTS band 6 or equivalent. If they can score band 7, if they tell you, oh, I've got good English, I've done the exam, it's 7, then you are, more confident about this. Skills, we are looking for this over 5 years experience. If they less than 5 years, don't even consider, because they are not able to score 65 points. In Australia, it is not relevant to you. Qualification, we have to have a bachelor degree. That's no much difference between bachelor and masters, because they are awarded same points, 15 points. Whether they have Australian study requirement, they've done any educations in Australia, that would be great. They will tell you, of course. Other factors such as partner skill migration, skill qualification, they will tell you, oh, my partner, what kind of job they have. The partner has to do the skill assessment as well. So you can see that for overseas candidates, we are primarily looking at their age, qualification, years, experience. So age, we're looking for 24 to 39. Qualification, we're looking for bachelor. Experience, we're looking for at least 5 points. So the most important word here for us to determine whether they can get more points, it's one, whether their spouse it's a skilled person, or whether they can obtain IELTS 7. All right, so this will make sure they have this, they can meet 65 points. Sometimes they can get 75 points if they can score IELTS 10. But at this stage, you probably will have a feeling in Australia as well, say, oh, no one can be invited because the invitation round, it's currently 75 points. I actually sent out these newsletters recently, but I can give you access to, say, skill. We do skill select. I have login, I believe. They publish invitation round each quarter, but they are so delayed lately. They will tell you. So this is I'll send this to you now. So it's free. You can access anytime. Okay, they will tell you issued last year November how many invitations being sent out. Okay, invitation means EOI. EOI is a pool. It's a pool of candidates. Everyone can lodge it, put it in the pool, and they pick up, send out these invitations. 490 is really minimum. You can see skilled, regional, just send out 10. And then points for independent, the point score, if they can score 70, they'll be invited. And for 489, the requirement is actually higher, 80 points. For occupations, quick check. For accountants, 80 points. That's no hope they're going to invite. If they don't have more than 8 years experience, that is no hope. All right. So audits, 80 points. Engineers, and then only industrial engineers, they only invited for people who can score 70 points. So basically, IT person, I see if the person is software programmer, 70 points. So this is good indication. We're gonna first of all do the skill assessment. Now, so first of all, let's see about skill select. So if a client say, I have positive skill assessment with ACS, Australian Computer Society, and then you calculate, hey, this person has 70 points. Yes, you're gonna charge them now. So I'm going to do a expression of interest for you, which is EOI, and you can you can create your online application here, lodge on behalf of the clients, and then keep into your system. So everyone have a special one EOI has one account. So you don't need to worry about, just click and then select, have a look about this one, and put down just so basic information. Okay, so you're gonna put out your name, client's name, everything in here. Now, yes. So how do we know about if the clients come to us to say, I'm an engineer, I'm an industrial engineer? So what we shall start. So we all understand that for skill migration, in order to get visa grant, they have to have minimum at 65 points. And then being invited. But at the time of invitation, they have to have a skill assessed by the skill assessing body. What did you last time? This is a free one. You can have a quick look who's going to be processing these skills. So we say engineer. A lot of engineers, electrical engineer. We're going to search, and this will be able to find out whether, first of all, the client's occupation is on the list. So this IMI, this is the occupation list. I actually have it here. You can open up. It's 18/051. So it's in here. It's a very long list. Wow, very long list. You can have a look in here, but many, I'll say, you use this one. MISO, this is the long-term occupation list, and ST, so it's a short-term occupation list. The difference is not much different in skill migration. Just bear that in mind. You need to see the tick here, then we say, and then see whether the client is on the occupation list in this area. 189, 190, and 489. So we have a look. Who's going to do this skill assessment? We have a look. Search around ancestral code. Here, you just go click the ancestral code and find out who's doing the skill assessment. We can see this. It's the Engineers Australia. Now you'll be very familiar later on. You don't need to study all the occupations. You'll be able to find. I think a few occupations you definitely want to find out. IT engineers, because IT is done by Australian Computer Society, and engineers they are done by Engineers Australia. So one type of occupation. It depends what kind of client. I think you. But for skill assessment itself, I'll have a special training for this skill migration. We'll cover majority important occupations such as engineers, IT people, and teacher, nurses, because they are processed by a different authority, right? But this is critical part of their work. Before we actually take on clients' money, we need to see, first of all, whether they have 65 points. If they have 65 points, we'll say, we'll do the skill assessment for you. So we're going to do this assessment on behalf of clients and charge them. Engineers Australia, as long as you find that, be not hard to do. The hard part is the CDR writing. I actually have template for this. but we are studying them. I'm sorry, but a lot of engineers, they don't know how to write a good CDR, which is critical for them to have a positive skill assessment. So skill assessment, you can training. I think I have the assessment. You can register here as well for migrate skill assessment. Yeah, migration. Okay, and then you can even pay them to, pay them extra to get that process fast. So this is an example of one occupation. Engineers, most of the engineers, they are done by their skills are complete by the Australian engineers. Okay, so it can be amended unlimited times until the invitation is sent. It can be amended unlimited time, always. So for example, they say, oh, I've got iOS 8 today, bang, you can update that. Yeah, or wow, I just found out my wife is also a skill person, and she has the skill assessment positive, bang, you're gonna amend that. You can amend it anytime, all the times, until the invitation is sent. While waiting to be picked up, you can amend. And secondly, you can submit for EOIs, which means separately will be not, they will have a different EOI numbers. And reason behind this, because for state nomination, for example, state nomination, they have their own EOI system. How do I say this? So skill select, the system, it's managed by central affairs, home affairs. Yeah, they are managed, but the states have access to this skill select. They have routine checks. They will go on to pick particular candidate. Therefore, sometimes it's more advanced for clients to lodge, a few EOIs, because sometimes they can be picked by Northern Territory, state, or they can pick by Victoria, and the clients can choose which one they accept the invitation. That's one part. The other part is especially in the occupation of IT area. Some people, for example, they have qualification in information technology. Their experience, it's more focused on networking, computer networking. Now, in this case, the clients might have two separate positive skill assessment outcomes. They have two, which means you're going to submit two, because these two occupations in demand. Some states might need networking software engineers. Some states might need the other occupations. Therefore, they can submit two different occupations and with two different EOIs, and that's absolutely fine. So the option, you can offer the clients more than one EOI. You can give them option more than one EOI. This gives them better chance to be picked up. Apart from this, another way we need to mention, it's state like Canberra, ACT area, they have a special program where you actually lodge the skill select through their website, and then some people can be picked by the state directly without skill select. So you'll be lodging EOI with the Home Affairs and one EOI with the Canberra. Hence, when we offer the clients service, we say we will try as much as possible, and then we will make sure that you be picked up by the best chance, because we study the invitation round. And some occupations, for instance, what I just gave the example, that they can nominate themselves with entirely different occupations, and it's fine too, because some people might done 10 years in that area and the other 5 years in that area, and yeah, it's fine. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So the system, apart from Canberra, the system is one system. The only difference is that the state has their own list, and they can make choice to pick which one.
Okay. Then on the English tests, are there platforms that we can refer people to, or specific providers for these tests that we can refer them to?
That's really good question. That's really good question. I'm not sure about South Africa, but this you need to communicate with IELTS IELTS schools, because these people gonna refer your clients. Okay, these clients, so you will have agreement with them. I don't have the knowledge in South Africa, but I know they have English preparation schools, and you will agree. If they see, oh, they just need to tell you who is able to score IELTS 7, and then refer these clients to you. And then on the other way, you can refer clients to their centers, but it's a business agreement with you and the other entity. I know a few of, because I work with a Vietnamese student agents. She has another agency. They do the IELTS preparation class. So refer it. So that's always business opportunity for you guys to explore this. Okay, so EOI. So what? It's free. Government fee. It's free. You don't need to pay. Apart from Canberra, that's a special case. Later on, we'll be able to discuss this, because Canberra, it's really good. They have, whatever reason, they have their own special. But others, majority of EOI is free. They can, hence we'll say you can lodge as many as you want. Government fee is free for EOI. Now, before the EOI, as I just mentioned, we will say, oh, you have 65 points. Now, before that, we'll do the skill assessment for them. Skill assessment, that's a processing fee for each assessing body. So the ABS, they will tell you for an electrical engineer, they are skill 1. They need a bachelor degree in order to do that. If they meet this requirement, right, they will have positive skill assessment without problems. No problem if they have this requirement. Okay, so at this stage, as long as they 65 points, we'll say we do a skill assessment for you. Now, before we proceed, of course, you want to check what occupation. For nurse, you just alert, oh, we need skill English for this one. For technicians, for trades, no English requirement. For IT, no English requirements. Engineer, yes, English requirement. For nurses, because department trust these authorities, they use their result to determine whether you meet this requirement. So they are authorities basically, but because of so many occupations and so many authorities, sometimes it is difficult to remember them all. Hence, my recommendation is we target clients. Where the clients are they mainly trades? Are they mainly engineers? We target, when you do marketings, you should target clients as well. So make you easy to understand and to take the ground, to take the file. So the same way, you can study and get yourself familiar with the system. It's really difficult for me to go over to every occupations. I can give you a very short one for my about this skill assessment body. I give you this. I have everything in here. So later on, if anything you require, I have everything here. I can give you a quick example. So this is the skill assessment body. We have ASO. This is for teachers, engineer Australia, medical board, TRA, VETASES. TRA and VETASES. TRA mainly do these trade occupations. So they have different requirements. The resources are really open resource. You can send them email. They will send everything to you. If you need anything, I can send across as well. But I don't think it will be difficult, very difficult to understand at all. I don't understand why some people just make it too complex. Right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Right. I think I did cover everything about skill migration. Did I? Yes. I mean, sorry. Do you have any question at this stage?
From previous
Very
employees.
good question. Very good question. Because this is really area for vague. Now, I'll be able to send you checklists for this. For all experience, the first important evidence is always reference letters. And reference letter has to be written down in specific format. It has to cover everything about occupation, specific occupation, that person service time, how much that's been paid, what kind of duties, at least 5 sentences of bullet points of what kind of duties they do, and whether they took on any leaves. And it have to be evidenced. For South Africa, you have to be evidenced by tax and by bank statement. So you can't just claim it, because departments just scrutinize on applicants from South Africa. They want to see three type of evidence. This first one will be reference letters, pay slips or tax, and the third one will be their bank statement. So this is, you can see that's from different parts. So employment reference letter issued by employer, third party. Your pay slips issued either by accountant and or pay summary taxation office and your bank, right? These 3 areas you have to include each occupation. If the client have only one or the other, sometimes you need to be creative to how to put them together to have some other I called secondary evidence to prove that. For example, the employer is not able to provide the reference letter because years back they can ask their colleague to write one. They can ask their previous customers to write one. They can have themselves do a statutory declaration. But if they don't have reference letters, we will say, oh, we need more evidence, right? We need, because it's not sufficient. What we do, we have taxation documents. We have all the pay slips. We have all years bank statement and highlight for them. So make them sure, everything has to be, you can't just claim it, basically. You can't just claim as I have, years experience. When clients say, I have so many years experience, we'll say, are you able, first of all, we're going to ask, are you able to get these reference letters, a clear one, and you good relationship with your previous employers? And second question, have you any paid tax? If they say, oh, it's just cash, now we'll have issue. If that is just only cash, have they paid tax? No. Have they sent to the bank? No. So reference letters will be really important. And the employment contract. And plus, if they pay by cash, have they got pay slips? Even, not bank transfer, pay slips. So in this way, for employment evidence, we have to be, creative. But primary evidence will be always comprehensive reference letters. I saw a lot of agents, they got refused at the final stage just because they did not check out the date on the reference letters. They didn't say the client's work from when to when. They didn't say this is occupation, because they just, oh, this is good character. That's not enough. They got invited. They went to wait for 1 year and got refused. Really sad. So yes, at this stage. But for me, I always understand this is what they want. So we have no question about that. Reference letter first, the taxation document second, and the personal bank statement is the third evidence we need to ask for clients to provide. So yeah, but when we come to this, when I review documents, you find out. We will process them, accordingly. I hope this clarifies.
Yes, it does. Just to make sure it's not when we submit. So if you don't have, it's not going to count against you that you haven't been paying tax. Because I'm thinking about some of our client base. in Zimbabwe, for example, tax compliance there is not very common, but people still get paid and can be able to prove the other evidence that they've got the experience, they've got reference letters. But when it comes to getting additional support like your tax declaration, that might be tricky.
I see. So hence what I just said, we just need to be creative. I understand different countries. So if for China as well, sometimes they don't pay tax, but they pay pension, something like that. You'll be able to, because department here, they are not considered owner. They're not concerned. They are not taxation officer. They're not concerned about whether you pay tax. Nothing to do with them. They only say, oh, have you actually, indeed worked in that period of time, got the pay as a full-time worker. So if someone, they don't pay tax, if they pay pension to themselves, something like workers' insurance, well, in this sense, we definitely need to be creative, a lot creative than just normal way. Instead of checklists, they don't anything. They say, oh, well, we have nothing. We have to be creative and put everything together. To present the best file possible. So this is also when I said this to my clients as well, to other, and help them to understand as well. So our position is not, so you can DIY it, do it yourself. No, because I understand that situation. You're gonna do this sales call to the client. I understand your situation. Now our job is to present your file best possible, best possible, so that you have higher chance to be picked by the government and then in the right place. I think today's section should be okay. I've done my Let me just, I think today's section is really rough one. Sorry, I just wasted too much time. Still haven't figured out which Microsoft. I'll do next time. Try to download it in my spare time. But I think now we have clear idea of the explain.
Yes, what I was talking about. I think just
switch off this. Okay, I think yes. All right, lovely. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can drop me email.
Okay, thanks, Joanna.